All right,
Yes.
let's do it.
All right, welcome to the meeting of the Evanston Board of Ethics. I am going to call us to order and ask all of the other members of the Board of Ethics to state their names for the record. My name is Carrie Von Hoff.
I'm Suzanne Calder.
My name is Clark Chipman.
And having 3 of 3, it appears we have quorum, so we can go ahead and call the meeting to order. And the first order of business is to designate an acting chair of the Board of Ethics. I have been serving in that capacity for the last few meetings. I will volunteer to continue to do so, or again, I will offer the opportunity to my fellows on the board.
I move that you continue as chair.
I second.
All right, can we do a roll call vote? Ms. Calder?
Aye.
Mr. Chipman?
Aye.
And I will vote yes, so that will pass. I will continue as the acting chair. The next order of business is to suspend the rules to allow our members to participate remotely and electronically through Zoom, given the continued presence of the COVID-19 pandemic. So if I could have a motion to suspend those rules to allow for remote participation by the members, we can do that now.
I so move.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, I'll take a roll call vote. Ms. Calder?
Aye.
Mr. Chipman?
Aye.
I will also vote yes, and so that will pass, and we will suspend the rules for this meeting of the Board of Ethics. The next order of business is the approval of our October 14, 2020 minutes. Those meetings of the previous minutes of the previous meeting have been distributed in your packet. Does anybody have any changes to the minutes?
I move approval as submitted.
I second.
And we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Calder?
Aye.
Mr. Chipman?
Aye.
I will vote yes, and so we will approve those meeting minutes. Additionally, we have meeting minutes from the closed session from October 14th, 2020. Does anybody wish to go into executive session to discuss those minutes?
No.
No.
Great. Hearing no desire to go into executive session, could I have a motion to approve those executive session minutes?
So moved.
Second.
And we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Calder?
Aye.
Mr. Chipman?
Aye.
And I will vote yes. And so those minutes from the executive session from October 14th, 2020 will be approved. We will now open public comment. Ms. Wysocki, were there any members of the public that signed up for public comment?
Yes, we have one member, Miss Misty Wittenberg, who signed up for public comment.
Great. So we have one speaker signed up, and public comment will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. So I'm not sure on the technology, but it looks like Mr. Stowe is. So thank you very much for that. And we will allow Ms. Wittenberg to speak for 3 minutes. Thank you very much. So go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm speaking as a taxpayer or a public resident, whatever now. But it regards this case and the reason why we think it's important, and by we, I mean the public. As Ms. Lynn confirmed last session, the city has disparate HR policies. It hires Robins only to investigate its African-American officials who are also employees, appointed or elected. And the first one of that on the list is Suzette Robinson. I just want to read a bit from her case. It says Robinson filed a healthy work environment complaint, an HWE complaint against the former city manager, after which some of her duties were assigned to other staff. After Robinson notified the former corporation counsel she was filing a complaint, to a state administrative agency, Farrar, who was the corporation counsel, and Lynn, quote, fabricated HWE complaints against her. Farrar, the corporation counsel, directed the conduct of interviews to uncover unfavorable information about Robinson and dismissed any positive information she received. The interviews undermined her authority over her employees who reported to her, damaged her professional reputation. The memo documenting the process concluded Robinson created an unhealthy work environment and that immediate action must be taken to remedy this issue. The court found she showed sufficient facts that the investigation and fabrication of HWE complaints was sufficient for a retaliation claim. Now, where I think only talking about impartiality, or you guys are. And so I'll just quote the mayor. As elected officials, we have a fiduciary duty to taxpayers to report wrongdoing. So he was made aware, as what's in the evidence, that the law department and Mason Cup, since September 2017, at least he was aware, were acting contrary to law and were withholding information for the FOIA from the FOIA officer, who was Clerk Reed. And after a year and a half of the mayor permitting this, as well as the rest of the city, the mayor knows that Reed had an obligation to report it. And he knows that it was contrary because on April 29th, when he made the suit, got notice of the suit to Mason Cup, they engaged Robbins, this outside counsel. The three complainants met, and Gomez uploaded the April 12th, 2018 minutes, which is executive session minutes, releasing it to anyone who had a link, anyone in the city who had a link. All information, by the way, I received only from Gomez or the mayor. In fact, he also has in here on July 26th, the Cook County Sheriff's Department, he informed council that he'd made that request about who leaked the July 8th confidential package. It was
Wittenberg, you
Gomez, by
have
the
10
way.
seconds.
Okay, and he didn't trust their collective ability. So I received that information from the mayor in a newsletter with a link that said, see my letter entitled My Request for a Criminal Investigation. So I'm going to guess his actions are not impartial, even just with respect to that, disregarding the racism.
Okay. Madam Chair?
And I understand that thank you, Ms. Wittenberg. I understand that there are no additional public commenters that have signed up in advance.
No, that was it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Wittenberg. And again, as I have done in the past, I encourage members of the public who wish to interact with the Board of Ethics to sign up for public comment in future. As to the members of the board, you've received a draft of the findings and order on the ethics complaint. 19 BOE 007 and 008, I believe, are the, or is it?
It's 007 is the one against.
Okay.
So that's the one
Okay.
we're talking about. Yep.
Great, thank you. Does anyone wish to go into executive session to discuss this before we vote on the written findings and order?
No,
And
So you have to
so
unmute
you're
yourself.
unmuted. You need to unmute.
No,
no,
All right. In addition, I would like to acknowledge that just before 5 p.m. today, the Board of Ethics received from Ms. Wittenberg an answer to the respondent's defense presentation, and I'll acknowledge that we did receive this late this afternoon, and I'll ask if any of the members of the board wish to reopen the proofs or evidence.
no,
I haven't had time to read them, so I guess no. It was too late.
My view is that the proofs have been closed since our meeting on September 2nd when the hearing took place. And it sounds like we are coming to the conclusion that we're not going to hear any future or any further briefing or evidence related to the case. So I'll ask, hearing no motion to go into executive session, I think we will move to old business, which is the ethics complaint 19 BOE 007 from complainants Misty Wittenberg and Devon Reed against respondent Mayor Haggerty. And I'll ask if the board members are ready to vote on the written findings and order on the ethics complaint 19 BOE 007.
Yes.
Yes.
And can I have a motion to approve the written findings and order?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion beyond that?
No.
No.
All right, then I will take a roll call vote. Ms. Calder,
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chipman,
Aye.
and I will, thank you, and I will also vote yes. The written findings and order will be signed by me this evening and circulated to the parties this evening. And I anticipate that the city is going to make those findings and order available on the board's website tomorrow morning. I will share the conclusions of the board that the Board of Ethics has found and determined that there's no credible evidence that the mayor acted improperly by initiating an investigation into employee complaints against Clerk Reed, retaining outside counsel to conduct the investigation, seeking a criminal investigation, failing to provide Clerk Reed independent counsel, failing to provide Clerk Reed with the identity of the complaining witnesses and substance of the complaints against him, reassigning Clerk Reed's staff, directing Clerk Reed to cease and desist the filing of a complaint against Mason Coop, or retaliating against Clerk Reed. The Board of Ethics determines that Mayor Haggerty did not violate section 1-10-5C1 or 1-10-5C3B2 of the Code of Ethics. The Board of Ethics also finds that the parties were disrespectful of the board and the process by which the board engaged and enforced the Code of Ethics, including missing deadlines, not respecting the time limitations set by the board, and interrupting and speaking over members of the board, its attorney, and the other party during the hearings. The failure to remain civil and polite impeded the BOE's ability to hear and judge the evidence. The board understands that this matter had some animosity behind it, but the parties on civil conduct during the September 2nd, 2020 hearing was inappropriate and showed a remarkable degree of unprofessionalism. This will be an advisory opinion pursuant to section 1-10-2C of the City Code of Ethics. There is further analysis in the written finding, which will be available to the parties immediately following this hearing and on the Board of Ethics website, I anticipate tomorrow morning. Having managed the old business, we'll move to new business, of which there is none of which I am aware. I will thank you all for the opportunity to serve. And with that, I will ask if we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
And I'll take a roll call vote. Ms. Calder,
Aye.
Mr. Chipman.
Aye.
I will vote yes. We are now adjourned. Thank you again for attending tonight. And again, thank you for the opportunity to serve, and have a good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.